Alright, today I'm going to look at a nice little knife that the good folks at Kershaw sent me. Now this one looks like it came from their engine parts division, because on the back it says 1860 Piston. They must be running out of imagination on their names. So let's take a look at this thing. Alright, the one good thing about this, before I go to the knife, it is another one by Kershaw, made in the USA. Definitely good. So let's take a look at this blade here. Alright, now this is a flipper model. You can see the flipper on top. Comes out nice and fast. It also has thumb studs on it, but I'll talk about those in a second. The flipper has an assisted opening, and these little thumb studs are at what looks like a 45-degree angle, and they do have some traction notches on them to get that thing out of there fast. Doesn't work so good for me. That's why I like the flipper so much. Flipper's just fine on this knife. So it's got G10 scales, which are, these things have been milled out, and that gives it some really good traction. You can see the milling marks on these cutouts here. Anyway, they're G10 and they're milled out, and one good thing about this, it's got a 4-way pocket clip. This is in a tip up position, right hand tip up right now, but you can make it any which way you want. Plenty of holes for that pocket clip, and it's a decent pocket clip. It's not one of those outrageous ones like on the I'm not sure what model it is, but that's a decent pocket clip. It also doesn't have a lanyard hole, but it has a lanyard pin right back there. You can slide some paracord through there and make that into the lanyard catcher. So this one does not have any liner locks, but it does have a lock plate right in. You can see that little plate. That's about a 2 1/4 inch plate there that acts as the liner lock or liner plate, and you can see that little plate locks up just like a liner lock does, and it's about 50% engaged. Now the blade and the handle does not have any traction notches on it at all. It does have this spacer right here, and it definitely needs a spacer to give it some rigidity because there are no liners on it. Now the blade, the sharp part of the blade is 3.5 inches, and the overall length is right at 8.5 inches. And the nice part about this, it weighs just 3.9 ounces. And this blade has looks like a stone washed finished. And we'll look at the blade markings. It says Kershaw, speed safe, made in the USA. And on the other side it says 1860, KAI patented, made in the USA. And that is on Sandvik 14C28 steel. And it does not have any blade play up and down, side to side. So the fit is really good on it. Liner lock works really good, and the flipper works great. Pretty good looking design on the G10 scales. Let's do a cut test. First we'll do a little bit of paper. Now this is just computer paper, kind of thick, but this is right out of the box. I'd say it's pretty sharp, not exactly razor sharp, not too bad. So I give that a 9 out of 10 for sharpness on this one. So that is the Kershaw Piston, direct from their factory that produces car parts too. And as comparison, I'm going to show the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, just about the same length as the Paramilitary 2, maybe a ½ inch longer. But the Kershaw costs right around 45 bucks, where the Paramilitary 2 is like 3 times that much. So this is a really good value. Feels really good. I really like the grips on that, the G10 scales. So that is a quick look at the Kershaw Piston. And I will say, made in the USA always deserves some cowbell. Knuckle bump.